So, good morning and welcome to Yes You Can. My name is Dr. Okoye and I'm glad to speak to you this morning again on Yes You Can. Yes You Can is that program where we release in you the words of possibilities, and I know the ability is already there. You just need to be ignited. So, this morning I'd like to speak to you in continuation with where we stopped yesterday. For the past few days, we've been handling fighting indiscipline. And I've said before that one of the key things you need to deal with in your life is the word indiscipline. Now, if you look at that, it has a capacity of restricting men from who God has called them to be. So we are taking our time to deal with this topic, having known the importance of this topic in people's life. And of course, people can be at a spot for a very long time complaining, and we want to help you become all God has called you to be. All right, so this morning I'm looking at areas you need to establish or a system of establishing discipline or governance in your life. Remember, I said a few days ago that if you are going to make sense on planet Earth, you will need to work on your time management skill, because time is life and life is time, right? So you need to pay attention to what you do with your time and how you manage your time. And of course, what do you do with your life completely and how you're living your life on purpose or not. So you need to begin to think differently this time around and ask yourself a series of questions. Am I really living a life of purpose? All right. How do I establish a system of discipline in my life? And of course, you need to look at different areas. There are different areas where these things need to be established. First is that you will need to begin to train yourself. There is what we call self-training, personal development. In certain areas of your life where we require governance, you need to begin to govern yourself. You need to again allow the Holy Spirit to govern you, because sometimes you are not just able to do that. Now, when you go through certain processes, it helps to expose you to things bigger than you that helps to curtail your excesses, right? The second thing is that you need to establish a kind of system, a disciplinary system within the family. For some of us that have, our fathers, our mothers, and all of that, of course, you need to have an internal governing system in your family, because we are talking about how do you establish this in every, part of your life. And that's important. You don't run a family without having a system of discipline within yourself or within the family. Of course, a set of rules of regulation for your own life. That's number 3 now. A set of rules and regulation for your own life is so important. There are values that should govern you. There are things you are not supposed to be doing. And there are things, no matter who is doing it, you should not get involved. There are principles that should govern your life. And that's certain things you need to sit down and look at where you're going. Now, this is determined by where you're going. You look at the destiny you carry, and then look at what God has said over your life, and then begin to develop these rules. These are internal governing principles that you require in your life, because anytime you find the external force helping to govern you, then it means you've missed the internal one. And of course, you have a conscience inside of you, and you have the possibility, what it takes to govern yourself from inside out. We have 2 types of environment. One is the external environment, but the real one is the internal environment. So build your internal environment and build it with values, build it with knowledge. Knowledge is the knowing that gives you an edge. So if you see somebody doing something better than you, there is something he knows you don't know. Okay? Or something he knows and is practicing that you know that you are not practicing. One of them. Okay? And of course, you need to monitor, a system of monitoring and evaluation. When you set out to achieve something, you need to monitor and know, is this things being done? If you're a CEO, for example, if you're a manager, for example, you need to, again, for you to have peak performance in what you do, you need to monitor your results. You need to monitor yourself. You need to evaluate your goals. You need to even evaluate yourself on a daily basis, right? Then you also have an accountability system. How do you account for your performance? How do you account for your spending? How do you account for your project? How do you audit yourself? How do you audit what you do? Financial reporting system, accounting system, all of these things are important in your own personal life, in our daily lives also. All right. Then you have a disciplinary and a reward system. How do you discipline and reward both yourself and, of course, people around you? As an MD, as a CEO, how do you reward your staff? How do you reward the people around you? Now, I'm talking about establishing a system of discipline, not just in your life, in the place where you work, in your family, in your entire area of life. How do you do that? Very important. And of course, there is a need for your spiritual growth, a spiritual growth system that you have, because once you don't have God in that life, it's going to be tough. Now, sometimes I imagine how people that don't have God, how they live their life. Once you don't have God in that life, you will not even be able to go half of this discussion. So it's important that you build a lifestyle that is powered by the Holy Spirit. It's important you build a lifestyle that you relate on a daily basis with the Holy Spirit, because that's the most important person that can help you achieve your goals and of course govern your life. So it's so important that you begin to think that way. And of course, if you have not committed your life to Christ, you need to do that very fast. Very important. Now, in doing this, you also need to establish a life goal and a vision. Remember, purpose determines your vision. Vision determines your goals. Your goals determines your plans. Your plans determines your daily steps. And of course, that determines your action. So you first of all need to unravel what purpose is, and we're going to be dealing with that. We have a long journey to go, right? We're going to be dealing with all kinds of topics on this platform, and I want to urge you to get a note for what we do. If you can do that, do that. Get a note for what we do on a daily basis. Don't miss this broadcast. There's a whole lot that will be unraveled in your life. In the next 3, 4, 5 months, you'll be amazed at what is already going on in you. So get ready for what is going on. And of course, you must have an annual goal. You must have a weekly goal. You must have something you're targeting. You must have financial goals. All right. We'll find time to talk about finance and how to attract money, how to multiply money, and how to, allow money to work for you. We're going to be looking at that. Okay. So in this area now, in maintaining a financial discipline, you also need to write some of your financial, plans and goals. Well, we'll deal with that. So you look at establishing a lifetime goal and vision. Goal is derived from vision. So if I ask you the question, where is your life going to? It's important you learn to answer that question. Where are you going to? Right? What do you want to become? What do you want to do with your life? Not just you. What has God told you to do with your life? Because goal is derived from vision, and vision is derived from the word called purpose. Purpose is the original intent of a thing, and no product gives itself purpose, right? So we're going to look at that when we step into the topic on purpose. So you must be able to do that and then run your life and checkmate yourself and be sure you're still on track. Okay. Now, of course, a monthly and quarterly project and research work that helps you reading books you're supposed to read within a space of time. You're supposed to always put yourself on check. Now, these things help you to discipline your thoughts, discipline your life, put yourself under self-mastery. And of course, an assignment you're supposed to do weekly, monthly, something like books you're supposed to read, trainings you're supposed to attend, capacity you're supposed to build. All of these things are important. As a manager, you don't live in the yesterday. As a CEO, you don't live in the yesterday. You keep moving. Every month should find you with new knowledge, new capacity, new growth, and all kinds of things happening in your life. It's so important. So weekly study, daily study, books, tapes, material, establishing of value, your beliefs. These things are important. Now, if you don't have some of these things, it shows in your life. When people do things with you, they will notice you don't have a value system. You cannot be trusted. You don't have integrity. So these are things you have to say to yourself, I'm this kind of a person, and then I go look out for the details or what it takes to build my life on this principle. Then, of course, you set boundaries around yourself, limitations. You can't be everywhere at the same time. You can't do everything everyone is doing. You can't say every word people are saying. So these are ways to build internal governance system. Of course, as you succeed in some of these things, again, encourage yourself, celebrate yourself. These are very important keywords. Okay. I want to thank you for listening to this broadcast this morning. Remember, you can share this with your friends. You can create a WhatsApp group. You can create a broadcast list where you forward this to your friends every morning and help to extend this to be a blessing to millions of lives. Our focus within this year is to reach out to 1 million people in Nigeria and across the world. All right. So you're welcome and God bless you, and take advantage of this to begin to build a life of discipline. As you keep hearing this word, something is going on inside of you. Right. My name is Dr. Okoye. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you.